Hi everyone, Namaste. Welcome back on my channel. And with this new video, I'm starting a new series here that is History of Indian Cinema in Colonial Times. And under this series, I will keep bringing some important topics. I will keep discussing on some important topics, and those topics are going to be very helpful for upcoming NTA UGC NET examinations and some other set examinations as well. Because if you have given or seen the question paper of last few years, you must be knowing this thing, or you must be realizing this thing, that every year they are asking question from Indian cinema. But before talking about what is the topic which I'm going to cover in this first video, first let me tell you about myself. So my name is Chandrabal Tiwari Om, and I teach history on Unacademy platform for NTA UGC NET and SET category students. And on the right side, you might be seeing this banner, which is talking about myself, that yes, I am the history educator on Unacademy, and this is talking about my referral code. This referral code is basically, it can be used for two purposes. If you are new to Unacademy platform, so before watching even a free lecture, you are required to use some code. So you can use this code Om Tiwari to access to those free content. On the other hand, if you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Unacademy platform, or that examination category, so in that case as well you can use this code to avail certain discount. But वो आपके लिए अभी इतना जरूरी नहीं है. The left side, it is talking something about me. Apart from other things, I am pursuing PhD from Lucknow University right now, and I am also working on a research project in from BHU, and it's an ICSSR project, like ICSSR funded project. आपके काम की चीज़ ये है कि if you are new here, so if you are seeing me for the first time, so first of all, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button as well, so that like other people, they can also get access to this. Also, you can tap on the bell icon. Whenever I upload any video, you get the notification of that. You can find me on Instagram as well by the same name, Om's History. You just search Om's History, you will find me there. There as well, I keep writing some or I keep sharing certain write-ups and certain photos related to history. If you are actively looking for NTA UGC NET examination preparation, and so you should join my Telegram channel as well. On this channel, I talk about the upcoming examination. I talk about the upcoming classes related to the NET examination and even set examinations. I also share certain resources on this channel as well. So you can join me on Telegram by the same name. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the Indian Cinematograph Committee. Okay, so this Indian Cinematograph Committee, I will talk about what was this committee, why this committee was set up, क्या ऐसा जरूरत पड़ गई कि ये कमेटी आपकी सेटअप करनी पड़ी. So for the first, like this Indian Cinematograph Committee, it was established by British Raj in 1927, and this committee worked for 1 year, like in 1927, and in 1928 it published its report. And the preliminary objective which was talked about, that what this committee would do, so it has been mentioned that this committee would investigate the advocacy of censorship and the supposedly immoral effect of cinematograph films. uh, and so basically, for this purpose, this Indian Cinematograph Committee has been established. But what was the real reason behind it? Because Indian Cinematograph Act has already been passed in 1920, and that act has created censor board, different regional censor board under the local police commissioners. So what was the reason for this Indian Cinematograph Committee? So the real reason, it was basically that by 1920s we find that America has established its monopoly over the filmmaking. The American movies, the American films, they were dominating not just the America. Obviously, the country was actually working or doing pretty good on cinema production wise, but even Europe and some colonies as well, the American cinema, it was dominating. So the British cinema fraternity, it realized that we need some governmental help. And more than that, Britishers, they realize that in these cinemas which have been produced by the Hollywood, by like your America, it is actually portraying the British Raj in a very bad light. Okay, so in response to a number of demands being made by the British film industry for the setting up of quotas in favor of empire films in the colonies, And as a result of increasing anxiety about the spread of the new technology of cinema in colonies, the colonial government put together a high-level committee, which is called as the Indian Cinematograph Committee, to inquire into the working of cinema and censorship in India. So this became a very pioneer committee of its kind. In fact, it is one of a kind committee which has been deputed by the British Raj, and we do not find such committees being established, at least at that point of time, anywhere in the world. Now, this ICC, or Indian Cinematograph Committee, it was established by an order of the Home Department, and it was directed to examine the following issues. What are the issues? So, first issue was, it was to examine the organization and principles of methods of the censorship of cinematograph films in India. Also, to survey the organization of cinematograph films in the film producing industry in India. The third objective was to consider whether it is desirable that steps should be taken to encourage the exhibition of films produced within the British Empire generally, and the production and exhibition of Indian films in particular, and to make recommendations. Okay, so this is like the first attempt to regulate the film production, or also to give some sort of aid to the film production. Now, the colonial authorities, they strategically ensured that there was adequate local representation as well, and that's why they made B.T. Rangacharya. He was a highly respected lawyer from Madras. He was a Congress member as well, and he was made the chairman of this committee. So, by that logic, this committee is also sometimes called as Rangacharya Committee. Okay, so Rangacharya Committee or Indian Cinematograph Committee, they are kind of one and the same thing. Now, the committee prepared a meticulous set of questions, which we shall consider in a bit, and it sent almost 4,325 copies of the questionnaire to a wide range of people from the film industry, from government, education officials, various police officials, health officials, members of the censor boards, electricity officials, and even prominent public personalities, including your Mahatma Gandhi, Lala Lajpat Rai, Dada Saheb Phalke. इन लोगों के पास भी ये questionnaire भेजे गए. And what was these questionnaires? These questionnaires about the films, what kind of films they want to watch, what should be the objective of the films, and many such questions. Now, in many ways, this ICC report was the first of its kind anywhere in the world, and certainly the most comprehensive study of the material condition under which early cinema actually existed in India. The importance of this study, apart from its historical value in documenting cinema up to and during the 20s in India, it lies in the fact that this was an attempt by the state apparatus to actually create cinema as an object of colonial knowledge, to understand the way it worked, to classify its audience, to name the publicness of the institution, and finally to attempt to render it intelligible within a log of regulation. So this was the very first attempt to formalize the cinema making, and to formalize this very industry, and to actually produce some code of conduct while in the production of that very cinema. So it was a very important, and it was a very pioneer step which was taken at that point of time. Priya Jayakumar, who is a scholar on the history of Indian cinema, the history of colonial cinema, and she's a professor in your University of South California. She writes in this book, in this work called as Where Histories Reside, India as Filmed Space. So Priya Jayakumar, she states that perhaps more than any other event in 1920s, the ICC helped to establish persistent themes in ways that the cinema and its audiences in India have been understood, evaluated, criticized, and even described. Okay, so this report becomes very important from this point of view as well. Now, coming to this a bit of a bit about the history of censor in India, so Censor Board of India. So like I have mentioned, the Indian Cinematography Act, or Indian Cinematograph Act, it came into effect in 1920, 7 years after the production of India's first film, that is Dada Saheb Phalke's Raja Harishchandra. I will talk about Dada Saheb Phalke, I will talk about the silent film, and the controversy about Raja Harishchandra, whether Raja Harishchandra was the first first film from India or not, whether Dada Saheb Phalke was the father of Indian cinema or not. So we will talk about these controversies in subsequent videos. But here, this Indian Cinematograph Act, it came into effect in 1920, and under this act, various censorship boards, they were created. Regional boards, they have been created in the cities of Madras, in cities of Bombay, Calcutta, Lahore, and Rangoon. Okay, and these were independent boards. Then after 1947, independence of India, in it got a new impetus, and all these autonomous regional censors, they were absorbed into the Bombay Board of Film Censors. Okay, Bombay Board of Film Censors. And then the Cinematograph Act of 1952, it reorganized the Bombay Board into the Central Board of Film Censors. And then in 1983, a revision happened of the same act, and it made the act as this body was renamed as Central Board of Film Certification. It was this the name has been changed in order to in order to point out the new objective of this very board. The objective was not to censor any movie, not to censor any film, not to cut any scene, but the primary objective is to give certification. Okay, to give certification to these movies. Now, what sort of certifications is being given by these bodies? तो अगर आप ये सर्टिफिकेशन देखेंगे, आप कभी मूवी देखने जाते हो तो आपने पक्के से पक्के ये सारे सर्टिफिकेट्स के बारे में या सर्टिफिकेट्स देखे होंगे सबसे पहले जो डिस्प्ले किए जाते हैं. तो these are the certificates which have been given by the board of certification, your Central Board of Film Certification. So first is U or VU. VU is the certification is for the video movie. Okay, for the video. So basically U or VU, it's same. So U, it stays like unrestricted cinema. It is appropriate for all age group. It's the family movie, so everyone can watch it. UA, it is basically the meaning is that this is unrestricted but with a parental discretion advisory for children under 12 years of age. तो UA का मतलब ये हुआ कि if any movie has UA certificate, that means the parental supervision is necessary if the children is below 12 years of age. A का मतलब हुआ that this is not at all suitable for minors. So anyone who is watching this movie, he have to be more than 18 years of age. He should be major. So the certificate is A or VA. Then S. S certificate is being given for technical movies. Those this certificate is given for the movies which are not for the common people. It is a very restricted kind of movies which are being made to show the special class of persons, suppose engineers, doctors, astronauts, like that. Okay, so these are the group of certificates which have been given by the Central Board of Film Certificates right now. And so yeah, this is all about your Indian Cinematograph Committee. I am going to meet you guys once again with the with another video on the same topic. I hope you liked it. It's a small video, but give your thumbs up, and also if you have any suggestion, you can write it down in the comment below. And yeah, until next time, bye bye guys.